Yay
The
button.
button has been hit.
Yay!
Die has been cast.
It's spinning.
It's thinking. It's thinking. It thinks it wants to go.
Doing a thing.
Yay! All right,
Yay.
so
Truly, do the thing.
we are unfortunately without the Tobias this week. Seems that he remembered that he forgot his guitar case upstairs or had a bad bout of something or other, and he is poof gone until further notice. But you guys will be fine. It's just a door that you decided to go and open. Yeah, Merketta, this is the door that you have chosen, yes?
Yes, the north door, I think.
North door. All right. And we are
Are we back here?
going to move to a certain place. All right. You are back here because upon opening the door, are you opening the door, Merketta, or is somebody else opening it?
Tobias was opening it.
Well, he suddenly became clenched, so who would like to open the door?
It now seems as though I had the sudden impulse of, oh, I was going to open this door the whole time. Whoop.
Weren't you, though? So you are on the bottom here where you see the light. You guys kind of pull on a torch, and the wall creaks open, and you see things in front of you. Do you see some things? Okay. In front of you is a large cellar, lined on each wall. You see wooden bottle racks lining the north and west walls, but there don't appear to be very many, if any, intact bottles in those wine racks. There's lots of broken, shattered bottles on the ground, and there's what look to be deep, dark stains amongst them. You see a staircase to the east that goes up. Two large metal storage bins kind of appear just in front of the stairs next to you guys. And what draws your attention is in the center of the room, you see a decomposing human corpse. Looks to be clad in some kind of armor. There's a long sword and a shield covering its legs.
Thanks for bearing the lead on that one.
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
Merketta would cautiously approach the dead body.
Alrighty. Feel free to drag your characters on the map in whatever order and place you want to go.
So I can only see the main level of the house.
Top right.
Gotcha.
That help?
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Udamus.
All right. Ooh, new token.
And we are coming up the stairs?
No, you're coming from down here.
Coming from south.
Pulled the torch and the secret door.
Got it. And those stairs go up. Those stairs go up from here.
Yes, those stairs go up from there. And Cabbie, you spent the most time in that nasty moldy room staring at stairs. Mm-hmm. They look similar. There seems to be some mold on the very top of those stairs.
Is my little mop still dancing around up above us?
You can hear something going on. Is it a mop or is it a broom? I don't know.
It's a stick with strings on the end.
That's what you hear.
I like to think of it as a mop. Hey, I think we're below where the mopping happens.
All right. Merketta, you approach the body and you see its liquids is starting to kind of seep out. You're getting awfully close to that. It kind of blends in with the other crushed bottles and other stains along the floor. You see, upon closer inspection, the plate mail is kind of dinged up. The sword has some crusty blood on it. The shield is actually quite large. It's covering most of the bottom half of whoever this person was. but they are super dead. You're sure they're dead.
Does the weapon and armor look like they were crafted well and just are damaged, or do they look just shitty?
No, they look like they're crafted fairly well. They just look like
Scrap metal.
they've
I'm
been
taking
used. Okay, so you yell scrap metal and start looting the stuff. And, as you go to lift the sword, some things are going to happen, and for no other reason in
Aw,
particular.
beans.
Aw, beans.
It's the fireplace all over again, Merketta.
Oh, shit.
And we don't have
Why
our
is this
barbarian to take
happening
all the
to me?
hits.
Hey, not awful.
Mine was.
Rot can swarm?
Oh. When you pick up the sword and shield, that was a big shield that was hiding some goop, and that goop starts moving around in worm shapes, and they start grubbling around. That is stop that. There we go. All right, Merketta, you still try to loot the stuff, but before you get to, you see things milling about and looking all gross and hostile towards you. But Samel, you are the first to act. What are you doing?
She's been getting really good with her initiatives.
For somebody that doesn't want to be in the fight, you are always ready.
Yes, but she's always tense, I feel like.
She's always ready to get the fuck out.
Yeah, she's on a hair trigger.
Yeah, that is very fair. She sees this up there, and firebolt or fire potion bolt. Hux.
And I'm sorry, which one are you aiming at?
That one up there. Is that like she can't really see the one right in front of Merketta, but she can see that one.
Yeah, you got it. You definitely land that. They do not like that.
She then quickly retreats it back in around the corner in the other room.
Okay. All right, you retreat in the other room, and the wall door seems to be pretty heavily trying to shut itself. It's not a traditional door, so it doesn't actually stay open. But it wasn't locked or anything, but it does kind of slam behind you. So you're thinking that you might need to interact with the door to get back in again.
I will use my free item interaction and pull the lever again.
Okay, this is gonna be like an automatic grocery store thing. Like the door pops open, you guys see Samel kind of shivering, and then the door slams again. All right, Samel. Anything else?
Nope, no. Level 1. That's all I got.
You got it. All right, Ryu. Your friend Merketta's in trouble, and Samel has shot one with fire. What are you up to?
Is there any chance? So, if I tried to throw a net over those two creatures, since they're within 5 feet of each other, would I also end up getting Merketta with that net?
Yeah, there's no way that you can. It's all too close. You have a good chance of getting Merketta because she is tied up with these guys down here.
Okay, so I am going to shillelagh my staff. I'm going to move to the right of Merketta. And then I'm going to attack the one that if I attack the one that she's tangled up with, I'm not going to hit her, am I?
No, you can try and attack him.
Okay, I will do that.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
You definitely know the difference between a Merketta and a bunch of nasty rot grubs.
Awesome, I would hope so.
All right, you pummel the crap out of, you would guess, over half of that pile. Anything else?
Nope, that is it for Ryu.
Okay. All right. That brings up the the piles. One is going to kind of try and shake off what just happened to a bunch of their brethren and attack at Merketta. Even though Ryu smashed them, they think they can get a bite of the small one first. That's weird. It's why is it not showing the damage right? It's supposed to be 1d6 anyway. But
yeah, you got 1d0 plus 0 on that one somehow.
That's that good old paying for a module stuff. But that's okay.
That's the amount of damage their attack does. It's fine. Let's just move on.
That is
It's
the
accurate.
amount. Yeah, it's very accurate.
1d0 plus 0 is fine for this encounter.
They're all super distracted anyway. And then these guys are gonna move on over.
Oh, now these guys are gonna move on over.
Whoa.
And they're gonna try and take another little bitty bite. We'll just roll the d6 if it comes up. 15?
Miss.
Okay, yeah, they just can't
Nice.
land anything. But they are getting all over you. Their goop is just, all over you, and it's not a good smell. They have some of the decaying corpse all over them. Not a good look. Cabbie, what are you up to?
So Cabby goes into super serious mode again. He dives behind the boxes, sort of crouches, takes aim, braces, and starts firing. Bonus action enchants his stone so the Raven can act as fire support as well. And we'll aim for the ones that are more a part of Merketta than less a part of Merketta. So the ones on the right. Eldritch Blast. Whee! Magic Stone. Whomp.
Yeah, you said the one on the right?
The one on the right. That one.
Okay, you actually, the magic stone is not needed. The first one dissolves what was left from Ryu's smash.
That's okay. The Raven and I think as one. We both target, even if it's overkill.
You got
We're
it.
We're Warforged.
Extra double taps.
Extra double taps. Make sure it's down. Hey, Merketta, you found more enemies.
All right.
I certainly did.
Is that it, Cabby? Sorry.
That is it, yes.
All right, Merketta, you are up. You found some stuff.
Well, Merketta's gonna try to focus and keep working on that glove so that something can work.
Your glove springs to life, actually working for the first time ever that they've seen, and zaps a good
Yes.
bunch of them.
Maybe it was a little goop got in there. All I needed.
Hey, Merketta, your glove seems to be malfunctioning. It's emitting sparks.
That's what it's supposed to do.
All right. Anything else, Merketta? You're happy that the glove is still working as intended?
Yeah, she's got a big smile on her face. Ah, y'all are fucked now.
All right. That brings us to the top of the round 2. Samel, you hear lots of banging and smashing and a zapping and a stone dropping. What are you doing?
She'll free action, pull the lever. She's gonna peek her head in and seeing them still look. Don't die. And she's going to toss another little potion of firebolt at that one there.
All right. Yeah, you hurl the potion and it lights them all on fire, making the room smell lovely and killing them outright. And are you stepping through the door as we drop out of combat? You guys killed them.
Yeah.
All right, good job.
Samel, excellent positioning.
Thanks, I guess.
And Merketta, nice work on that glove.
Well, I knew it had to work eventually.
All right, Merketta, you are in possession of a pretty disgusting-looking shield and sword.
One could say it's grubby.
One could, but should one?
Probably not.
And she grabs a rag and just starts slopping all the goop off.
Now, this room was filled with bottles?
Yeah, so this...
Like, that's what that corner is?
Yep, so all along here are old, broken wooden wine... It looks to be a wine cellar. But the shelves are smashed. There's smashed bottles all over on the ground. It doesn't look like any of the bottles are still intact. I mean, you can go check it out if you want, but it looks like this room was pretty well trashed. A kerfuffle may have happened in here. The dead body might give you a clue as to how it went for that guy.
Well, this seems like an open and shut room. A little too obvious. And Cabbie will go and investigate the wine racks to look for the suspiciously unbroken bottle or the torch where a wine bottle should be to pull, and then assuming not finding that, return.
Samel's also going to investigate around looking for anything that might be useful for potion making.
Okay. Where are you investigating, Samel? Same area as Cabby, like the wine stuff? Are you going in these two metal boxes? Are you turning over the body, looking in the fireplace? What are you doing?
We'll go boxes and fireplace.
Alrighty. Roll me some investigations.
Some investigation.
Guidance.
Weird. Strangely, both of you look exactly as in-depth. Cabby, you're kind of looking at the bottle racks. You notice that perhaps the body was slammed into a number one of these. It also looks like there should be more liquid on the floor, so you're guessing that perhaps these were drunkened before smashed on the ground. But you do find one intact bottle underneath the bottom of one of the racks. It has the label bearing an image of a jauntily dressed unicorn. And
Cabbie's gonna spend a long time trying to figure out why is the unicorn wearing clothing.
I don't know why you know this, but you do. Maybe. I don't know why Cabby, who doesn't drink, knows that this bottle of rare vintage is quite sought after and could fetch you upwards of 50 gold if you found the right buyer.
This sounds like one of those facts that Cabby would know from what he learned to recite while on the ocean voyage. Keep an eye out, folks. If you discover a bottle of Dancing Prancing Unicorn, you could be the lucky finder who wins 50 gold. Dancing Prancing Unicorn? How close am I? Is it Jaunty Unicorn? No, Dancing Prancing
Nope,
Unicorn.
it's now Dancing. It says it on the label. You turn it around. Dancing Prancing
It's
Unicorn.
official.
Headed now.
Sorry. Hey, Cabby. Is there any intact bottles of wine that you think I could, or someone could drink that wouldn't be worthwhile of trying to sell?
Cabby starts like going through. He's like, what's your tolerance for glass particles?
Ooh, not a super big fan of that, but all right, sounds good. Thanks, Cabby.
So, I mean, he'll continue searching through and like looking for like the remnant that's got like the puddle in it or anything like that. But
Sure, you start looking for remnants of puddles of wine, and definitely no one would judge you guys for having a problem of any kind. You don't find anything that is drinkable amongst the broken glass shards. The only drinkable bottle is the special Dancing Prancing Unicorn that seems to have some kind of silt or something in the bottom of it as you're kind of tilting it back and forth. Seems to have some yummy remnants that are definitely drinkable.
dregs. This
Cabby,
is why
how
you need
much? How much do you think that bottle would fetch at market?
I am estimating 50 gold.
Oh, I guess I probably shouldn't drink that then. She's like a little disappointed.
Cabby's like, here.
Are you sure? I mean, we could hang on to that and sell it and add it to the boat fund.
Alright, as you guys are trying to decide if Ryu's gonna chug that deliciousness, Samel, which were you investigating with your 13?
The boxes and then the fireplace.
Alright, the boxes and the fireplace. You notice nothing of note in the fireplace. No loose. You start plucking at all the things that have worked before, pulling out a loose brick or two. Seems to be nothing. It doesn't even seem to be lit anytime recently. You notice the boxes at the bottom of the stairs. You notice the boxes at the bottom of the stairs. You open them up, and they appear to have, like, rags of clothing. They don't smell great. You're guessing that maybe these were used as some kind of, like, laundry storage or something. They don't, after rifling through them, they don't appear to have anything of use on them. Yeah, there's nothing in those bins. They were just, kind of used for laundry, thrown down the stairs towards the bins, perhaps.
Fair enough.
And Cabby and Ryu? Are you drinking?
Well, you may as well enjoy it while you have it. Your lifespan is considerably limited.
That's a good point.
Savage.
Why don't we flip a coin for it? And how do you want to do that? Do you want to do like a D20 or?
I do not have a coin with that many sides.
That's fair.
So, Cabby will pull out a coin. Call odds or evens. I'll roll a D2.
Evens, I drink it. Odds, I don't.
All right, D2 coming. Evens!
Oh boy, I guess I'm gonna drink it.
Cabby's like, flip, chunk, and it's like, as it rattles between the back of his hand and his palm, and then he finally squishes it flat, and it's like one of those coins that go like, until it stops, and then he lifts it up, and it's an even. It's a head.
Right before Ryu decides to take a sip, can she do a check to make sure that, like, she can sniff it and make sure nothing's up with it?
Yeah, you can give me a,
Sniff check.
yeah, I mean, I guess you're of nature. Wine is usually made of some kind of smooshed berries and whatnots.
Sommelier check.
Yeah,
Go.
give me a nature check to see if you can determine how much this is going to hurt.
Nature check, also known as the sniff check.
Oh my
This
god.
is why it's served in
Quit.
Snickers.
You sniff it, and it smells like pure sugar. It's the sweetest thing that you have ever smelled in your life. You're guessing that, based on the time that it maybe, has on the bottle or has fermented in here, and maybe the silt at the bottom tells you, you could get real drunk, but you don't smell anything toxic. It would just be sickeningly sweet, and get you real drunk.
Oh, the sweetest thing.
Ryu
I was
has a
avoiding that.
slight change.
Is it really necessary to be drinking while we're kind of in a house that wants to kill us?
Yeah, I think I might just take the smallest sip, because if I drink more than that, this would give me some raunchy heartburn.
All right, you take the tiniest little sip, and it is, I don't know if it's Cabby turning it upside down or what, but there is some silt in your sip, and it's got like a gritty tongue feel to it, as it's like you're drinking somebody that mixed Kool-Aid together but didn't put enough water in it. And it is just real sweet.
Snap!
Oh, yeah, I'm going to pack the rest of this away for another time.
By the way, was there anything else on the body?
I was waiting for everybody to do everything else before I checked.
Good call.
All right, Merketta, you flipping over the body looking for more goods?
Yep. Tossing the corpse.
Tossing the corpse. Okay. Yeah, you toss the corpse. You find that his plate armor, upon closer inspection, it's dinged up, but it would fit. You know, it's a regular sized human. It doesn't look like it's in bad shape. It'd be kind of gross, but you could probably get it off if you wanted to. Flipping the body over amongst the pile of gross that you guys have now acquired, you see what looks to be like a crumpled up note or something like that. It might have been like either on his person or in his hand, or you're not sure. The body is fairly badly decomposed. But yeah, you see it looks to be kind of protected.
Okay. I take it and I open it up.
All right. You find a flyer. At the top, you can make out action needed. And towards the bottom, you make out, the words Eleander, Fireborn, Town Council, Haunted House. It looks to be an earlier version of the flyer that you guys had seen in the tavern to investigate the haunted house.
Huh.
The plate, is it full plate mail?
The armor. Yeah, plate mail is banged up. Results of brutal clubbing and kicking, but it'll fit a medium creature. And the longsword and shield are in decent condition. They're just all really gross.
Kind of looking over Merketta's shoulder. That's quite expensive. I mean, it's worth quite a lot.
Excellent.
Well, we either try to find a buyer, or this amount of metal can go pretty far in my workings, my projects.
It's worth. Should I make a roll to see if I know how much it's worth?
Yeah, you can just kind of get closer to it. Maybe bite down on part of it, see what kind of condition it is. Give me an investigation. You're getting closer to it. You've probably peeled it off of what's left of the body now.
Guidance.
Yeah, that'll tell you a bit. You're kind of peeling it off, trying to wipe off some of the goop. And you're looking for condition, price point, or what do you...
Basically price point.
Basically price point. You're guessing that it's in a condition, as I pull up the price point for plate armor. It's got a few dings, so it would take some kind of, fixing, if you could find somebody that would be capable of doing so.
Or someone with a mending spell.
Yeah.
And time on their hands.
Let's see.
You has a mending cantrip.
You do. No, if you can, the fixing a ding on a car. I don't know if that'll get all the dings out to work properly, but it'll get most of them.
If you cast it enough times.
You're guessing because of the wear and tear on here. You might be able to fetch, 500 gold for it. It is just a breastplate. I'm sorry that I didn't specify. It's not a whole suit of armor. It's just the breastplate. But it does look like it's in pretty good condition if one of you wanted to wear it, or you could probably fetch around 400 to 500 gold if you found the right buyer.
Just a breastplate?
Just the breastplate, yeah. It and upon closer inspection, you see a little symbol on the underside, the side that was facing the body. You see what looks to be a chiseled in or a marked in name. It says property of Ott.
Spell that.
OTT.
Property. OTT.
Yeah.
Looking around, if you don't mind, actually, I could actually wear this. It's a bit better than what I currently have. If that's all right, at least for now. You know.
Don't you want to clean it off first?
That's kind of what she was doing as investigating it, but yeah. It's just a bit better than what I currently have, and you can have my if you want, you can have my old armor. It's a bit heavier and has some more metal on it. If that's okay with you.
This is fair trade. Let's do that. Still taking the sword and shield, though.
Oh, yeah, I have my own shield, and I don't know how to use a sword, so that's quite all right.
Yeah, as a precaution, while armoring up is important, we should not spend too much time counting our chickens, as there are still 5 to 6 unaccounted for pirate/bandits.
It should only take about 6 minutes to change.
Of course, we're comfortable spending time down here with OTT.
OTT?
You know me.
He points down to the person who was previously wearing the breastplate that says OTT on it.
Ah, yes.
You know, he.
Yeah, okay. And she'll just kind of look over to Cabby, and I'll be just around the corner. And she's going to pull the lever, go into the other room, and quickly change into the armor.
Okay.
Cabby would look to the others. I rescind my statement about taking wise precautions. Going into a room and unarmoring alone is stupid.
Ryu nods a little bit and then turns to Cabby. What do you think killed that guy?
Cabby will take a look around. Well, it appears a struggle during which he was slammed against this wall, and he sort of demonstrates, fell here, and was struck many times. I suspect he was set upon by multiple attackers.
Dang, I sure hope we don't encounter them.
I believe we already have encountered a portion of them.
Sybil will stick her head in. Merketta, do you mind helping me with this? I'm not too used to armor.
Sure.
Yeah, it just she just didn't want to change in front of Cabby.
Didn't want to change in front of the sexless robot?
Just he's more masculine looking a little bit from what I can tell.
Fair.
Yeah, changing up the scale mill for a breastplate and handing the scale mill over to Merketta.
Ooh, a lot of little pieces I can
45
take
pounds of metal. It's literally 45 pounds of metal versus 20 pounds of metal.
So while that's happening, Cabby will check, because he had started stringing up a way to descend from upstairs to down. So I'm figuring there's a rope hanging down here, and he can kind of grab hold of the rope and just look up from the stairs and look around and make sure there's nothing from a different vantage looking this way into the mossy room rather than looking through the door into the mossy room.
Wait, what are you doing again? You're going by the stairs?
So yes, going by the stairs. The stairs come up over here into the mossy room. Is that what I think I was hearing?
Oh, sorry, I'm zoomed way in.
Yep.
Let's see. Yep, those are the same.
So he was kind of stringing up a way to swing across and get down. So there's a rope hanging down there. He's just gonna poke his head up and look around and just make sure nothing from this vantage like that there wasn't something written on the wall here that you wouldn't be able to see from coming inside the door. Like, for whatever you do, don't read this message.
Yeah, you kind of peek your head up, popping out of the ground, and you see your servant, possibly your servant broom, doing its business, creating clouds, cleaning stuff up. You don't see anything different from this vantage point that you couldn't see before.
Disappointing. And then he'll come trunking back down with a fresh new set of eyebrows.
Gross.
What?
I figure that he has moving bits that generate airflow and currents and static that builds up, so anytime he gets a face full of something, in my mind he walks away with some sort of creative and stupid facial hair. Like, now he's got mold eyebrows.
Are you like those shake little guys with the
he's
magnetic bits?
He's like a magnetic guy, one of those little magnetic guys. So he like, this time he happened to have moved his eyes most recently, so, you know, when raising his eyebrows, that doesn't exist, but just, you know, that built up some static, so when he got mossed in the face, that's where it stuck. The science holds up, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
What shape are they in? Are they an angry, quizzical, sad?
I think they're just big bushy eyebrows.
Okay, unibrow. Got it. Cabby has a unibrow.
A moss stash for the forehead.
All right, Ryu, you see Cabby's unibrow mustache as he heads back down the stairs. Are you what are you guys up to? Merketta, are you like trying to stay in between the two rooms?
No, I would have gone all the way into
Help Samel.
the room, Samel. Yep.
Okay.
I feel like Ryu is probably just like pacing around the room, idly looking at stuff. She might try and like investigate the fireplace one more time, just out of boredom, maybe.
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
That's a solid 9.
You see the brick that Samel had pulled out, and you're like, well, maybe she just didn't pull it out right, and you pull it out again. There's still nothing there.
Well, we have 3 additional doors leading off from the main room.
Can we verify that there were no other additional doors in this room, right?
You guys did a full sweep. The only way out of this room, the 2 ways, sorry, are through the secret door that you guys discovered and up the stairs that Cabby went out. And that would take you back to the first floor.
Awesome, cool.
I think we should go back out the secret door. Yes, that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Moving maps. Wah, 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 wah. You guys are magically back in this room.
Do we want to try that other secret door, or do we want to try the real doors?
Well, this door says dead inside, do not enter. This door is unwarninged. And that door is secret. I would suggest the unwarned normal door first, next. And as Cabby's saying this, he's going around, like the little tables that are laid out and little bed things, like picking up things, shaking them, putting them down. And then eventually when he finds the bandits, like, table wine, he brings that over to Ryu. Uh-oh, who dinged?
Sorry, every once in a while my voice chat just like stops sending audio to my headphones, so I just have to leave and re-enter the voice chat to reset it.
So, Cabby is bringing you over the table wine from the bandits. So you can cut your special wine.
Cabby, I appreciate that. That is such a nice call. That stuff is just so sweet.
I will take your word for it.
Someone wants to open the door?
Sure, open the door.
Ooh,
Oh no, robot!
Ben is robot. Ben
Another
leave and come back?
robot.
Better.
Not yet.
Nope.
Better?
Yes.
Much.
Hooray!
Discord,
Yay.
you're being weird again.
I'll open the door.
Okay, you'll open the door.
Cabby will stand there flanking and ready with finger guns.
Ready with stuff and things.
Ka-chow.
Okay, you pop open the door. Unlike the barracks in the other room, there is a small room in front of you with what look to be really comfortable furnishings. Appears to be well tended, well cleaned. You see a small wooden table against the eastern wall with a nice leather chair next to it. On the table, you see a candlestick with 3 candles burning. It doesn't look like they have burned for very long, relatively new. Under the table, you see a small wooden box and what looks to be a lantern of some kind. And on a shelf above the table, you see 3 books, one of which is opened, and a closed wooden wardrobe over here. Closed wooden wardrobe over at the end over
I was
here.
like, what's the wardrobe wearing?
Oh, what is it wearing? Fancy dinner clothes. You also see a comfortable-looking bed and a trunk at the foot of the bed, which appears to be open and empty.
Quick reminder, because it was a little while ago, during the combat with the bandits, the fancier one who looked to be the magey type came out of this room or was close enough to this room that it would make sense that they would have lit candles in here not long ago.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So during the combat, was this door ever opened? Like, did someone come out of here?
No, no one's come out of here.
Okay.
Oh, that we know of.
Well, no, I just meant, was that a thing that I would have remembered?
Nope.
We should proceed with caution. Lit candles signify occupancy.
Is there anyone in there?
No one I can see. I'm gonna go right to that open book on the table.
Okay. You go right to the open book. It looks to be a naval almanac listing various tide times for the area, the coastal area around Saltmarsh. And inside of there, you notice a piece of parchment kind of sticking out with some words scribbled on it. What languages do you speak, Merketta?
Oh, that's a great question.
Speak the language of coffee.
Not right now. I don't. Those languages are Common and Gnomish.
Okay, yeah, you notice some scribblings. They don't look very familiar to you, but you see.
Can I tell what script they are?
Can you tell what script they are? How would you tell what script they are?
Like, are they using like Dwarvish runes? Are they using like Elvish sort of?
It looks like some kind of just regular handwriting. You don't recognize it. Based on your experience with, I assume you've experienced all the races that you've kind of experienced in Saltmarsh. You know, elves, dwarves, maybe even a tiefling or two. But none of that looks familiar. You do see a couple common words on there, and you see some arrows drawn between the words that you recognize in common and some of the other scribbled words. The words in common that you can make out are stop, fight, lift, and come.
Oh, hey, Merketta, is that a book?
Yeah, the book's not important. Can anybody read this? And I pass the note around.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Cabbie. I've picked up some fun languages in my time.
Speak the 2 most common languages of civilization, common and undercommon.
Yeah, no, I've, as people have come in and out of, like, the villages, I've picked up a little Draconic, Druidic, and some Primordial?
You must have a very curious tourist trade.
None of those seem to help you. None of those seem to help you read the words that the arrows are pointing to, but you are able to pick up the same information that Merketta did of those four words in common. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, sorry, Merketta. I don't even recognize any of this, so yeah.
We'll take a quick peek and look over. Does she understand any of them?
Do the things that are written, can we parse them phonetically? Like, could we make the sounds that are in a script that we understand, or are they?
Samel, no, you don't. Cabby, go give me like a, gosh, give me like an intelligence roll, and to see if you.
Oh yeah, that's my best score.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's not so bad. Yeah, Cabby, you all are like, let me see the book. No, let me see the book. You all are kind of peering over it all Goonies style, trying to figure out what it is. And you think that, Cabby, given your knowledge of all the areas you've gone in, that this is probably in Goblin. And if you tried real hard, you might be able to phonetically get very similar to those four words. They seem to be, the words in common have arrows drawn to the scribbly words that you're having trouble deciphering. It seems to be some kind of translation.
Wait a moment, I recognize this. Bree-Yark. It means I surrender. This appears to be Goblin script.
That answers the question.
Goblins speak? There's goblins here?
If there is not, this appears to be some sort of phrase book. You might recognize it for,
Wait,
similar.
Are these things written in the book, or are they written on just a slip of paper that I pulled out of the book?
It's a slip of paper that you pulled out of the book. It was like used as a bookmark.
It's a phrase page.
What is written in the book, anyways?
Do you remember? Good.
Wasn't this the title information for the area? You said.
Yes, that's the book that was open. Was the Saltmarsh coastal tide information?
Was the slip of paper on the page that was open, or did I pull it out of another random page?
You saw it sticking out of another random page.
Okay. I didn't happen to open to that page, did I? Or did I just slip the paper out?
I mean, roll a d20.
Shit.
You've lost the clue!
11?
You feel like you could figure out what page it was on. I mean...
Cool.
Yeah, you want to flip to that page, you open it up.
Yes.
It looks to be the Almanac's title predictions for about 4 days from now.
Okay. I copy down that information. Just the whole, 2 pages that could be.
Okay.
Would Ryu know how valid these almanacs are for the area?
Yeah, you can take a minute or two and kind of peruse the almanac and see if it's accurate. Give me a nature roll, and with advantage based on your history and your, being a water Genasi. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, this looks to be pretty darn accurate. Everybody takes a grain of salt with the almanac information, and based entirely on who published it too. But this looks pretty spot on to you, pretty reliable.
So, what kind of weather are we looking at here 4 days out?
You are looking at The tide being pretty low, pretty calm seas, pretty calm water. In flipping a couple pages before and after, you notice that the weather is not quite as kind, choppy waters both before and after, but that day in particular seems to be pretty calm.
Interesting.
So if someone were to say be smuggling stuff in off the out of port, that might be a day to do it.
Or a good night to do it.
You know that calm waters are good for, yeah, smuggling stuff in, getting some distance on a long travel, coming home quickly, any of the above. It's just good traveling weather.
Merketta, I have a question for you as you are considering your knowledge find. Do you have an interest in opening this chest?
I thought it was already open and it was empty. I look over and I verify if it's actually empty.
Sorry, I thought there was a chest in a box and one of them we didn't know what it was.
Yes.
Wasn't it the wardrobe is closed?
Yes, so sorry. The wardrobe up here is closed. The chest at the bottom of the bed is open and empty. You see a small wooden box under the table here, as well as a lantern.
Apologies, I meant the box.
Small wooden box. Yeah, I'll check this wardrobe. You come open this box.
Excellent. That means the box is probably safe, and the wardrobe has spiders. And he takes a look inside the box.
Samel's also just gonna start looking around the room for anything. There's been a lot of hidden stuff, so maybe she'll find something alchemical somewhere.
All right. Cabbie, you are opening up the box, you said?
Yes.
All right. Inside of the box, you find a bunch of more candles, similar to the ones that you see on top of the desk. You see flint and steel, and you also see a piece of parchment that has a signaling system written on it. Give me a second and I will give you that info. But at the top you see a signaling system and a series of dashes indicating what each mean. You're putting 2 and 2 together, it being right next to the lantern. You're guessing that lantern is kind of a signal of some sort.
Based on what we're finding, it looks like our hosts may have had an interest in landing a party of goblins. Or at least a ship that features a crew of goblins.
That doesn't sound too good.
Yeah, I'm not looking to run into a whole host of goblins. That does not sound like a good time. Also, are there any other drawers on that desk or things to investigate around the desk?
Give me an investigation.
Okay.
I'll give you guidance.
Ooh, not very good at investigation.
D4?
And that wine hits.
Yes, I will roll the d4.
Yeah. Oh. Not bad. You turn your head kind of upside down, start trying to look on the bottom of the desk for hidden stuff, and you kind of, that alone makes you a little dizzy, and then maybe you bang your head coming up. You don't notice that there's anything on there.
Sounds good.
Seeing her drunkenly attempt this, do you mind if I have a look, if that's at all possible?
Oh, by all means.
Samel will take a check as well, and she'll take a sip from her guidance flask. Well, it's not a flask, it's a potion. And she'll have a look.
Okay, your liquid is a little more helpful than the liquid that Ryu consumed in terms of searching for stuff. You notice a hidden compartment underneath the table drawer that holds what looks to be a spell book.
Gasp.
I think I found something. Apparently there was some whoever lived here, I guess, could cast magic, and they left this book here.
That's fine, Samel. See, this is why I leave the investigations up to you guys.
Thanks. Does anybody know how much this might be worth? Unless somebody could actually use this.
Yeah, like what kind of spell book is it?
I would recommend not peeking into a foreign spellbook without supreme precautions.
Bless you.
That was Sam.
Bless Sam.
Sam did say bless you.
Oh, thanks.
Hi, Sam.
They say hi. Didn't realize you were there.
Spellbook value often depends on the value of these spells inside. However, mages frequently safeguard their valuable possessions with horrible curses.
She'll immediately drop the spell book. Then, yeah. Do you want to have a look then?
I think perhaps this may be one of those instances where the chickens could go uncounted until they hatch. Aye, let's stick it in a satchel and close it up and look at it later.
Alright, Gandalf with the Palantir.
All right.
We need a took.
To elaborate on your signaling system, and I'll give this information via Discord officially later. Cabbie, you read your parchment, and you see 3 different signal dots. One with the common words, "Is it safe?" The other, "Everything safe?" And the last, "Ready to unload, come to the ship."
Got it. Out of curiosity, can anyone think of a crew known to employ or use goblin kind? And Cabby will also reflect on this. Are any of the, I think it's Sea Lords, known to crew with goblins?
Yeah, would Ryu know or have heard of any of these kinds of folk?
Anyone that wants to can give me a history check, unless you can persuade me that it would be something else.
I can do history.
Oh,
Guidance.
Jesus. Oh my god. Cabbie?
Cabby gets
Huh?
Cabby gets ready to do some thinking, and then he sees those two start, and he just sits down for story time.
You hear their thinking smoke come out of their ears as both Merketta and Samel, you guys are like, light bulb at the same time. No.
Yeah,
Nothing
it's
that you...
it's that same like surprised expression, pupils dilate. We know things.
We remember that. No, we've heard no one mention using goblins. You guys have heard lots of talk about smuggling rings, so you realize it's a possibility, but given your limited information, unless somebody has in their backstory specifically working with goblins on anything, you know that they are pretty hostile, unpredictable, and not terribly loyal. So you're guessing that if there is a smuggling ring using goblins, they were desperate for maybe some muscle or just a bunch of bodies to help. So either maybe this is a larger operation than you guys are expecting, or at least a more brutal one.
Wait, do we know any other creatures that might speak Goblin? Like, there are creatures that speak other languages.
Well, given the information that you guys found here, it's possible to teach anybody. I mean, this room looks to be sized for a human of some kind, so a human-sized creature learned at least a few words in Goblin, so it's possible.
Do you think they could be just using Goblin speech as, a cover? Something that not many people know, and just using it as, code?
It seems unlikely that they would command their labor force in code. because the instructions look like what you would yell at people to give short commands, like fight, lift, come, stop, and in that case, they would only be giving short commands. You wish to give short commands to stupid people in the simplest language possible. If this was an entire letter written in Goblin, the encoding may make more sense.
I guess that makes sense. Did anyone grab the lantern and code book?
I thought Cabby did.
I have it like sitting next to me at the moment. I assume this is like a big beacon lantern, like the kind of thing ships would be able to see. It's like a traffic light, big thing, right?
It's not ginormous, but it's a sizable thing. Something that would look a little too big to put on top of the desk.
Got it.
It would take up, half of the chair or a window or a door, not a doorway, but like it's sizable. You can hold it in one hand.
I will bring along the beacon lantern. However, it will be in 3 days until it is time to signal.
Do we notice any windows near us, say that window to the right of Ryu that might be used for signaling?
Window to the
door.
That is a doorway. You guys noticed a number of windows though throughout your traversing of the first floor. And you notice that everything facing the doorway of the north, south, east, west, everything facing the doorway, the way you entered to the house faces the sea. So any windows that were along there would face the sea.
And that door to the right of Ryu is the one that says dead inside, right?
Yeah, so Ryu, you're closest to that door. You can see pretty much better than anybody because you've gotten closer. You see don't open dead inside or don't dead open inside, whichever way you want to read it. And you see the door has a big wooden plank kind of barring it from being opened. And being as close as you are, Ryu, you see that it's like kind of bent outwards towards you, almost as if something's tried to get out from there.
Hey, y'all, I don't really like the looks of this door here.
Well, we'll deal with it last then.
Would you prefer to reinforce it or open it up?
I will defer to our resident engineer, Merketta, making that call.
Merketta's too busy opening this wardrobe that's
Okay.
Merketta's happy to Narnia.
All right. Merketta, you open up the wardrobe, and inside you find a cloak. It just seems to be a long floor-length, dark oilskin cloak worth about 5 gold hanging in there. You see a number of pockets, and it's trimmed with like an iridescent green silk. And you also see a shelf inside of there with a number of volumes of erotic poetry.
how much space is in my bag?
Enough space.
I'll take two volumes.
Okay. All right, you got it. You take 2 volumes of the erotic poetry. As you're putting them in the bag, you notice that lucky you, they are fully illustrated.
Woo!
Meadow, what you finding in that wardrobe over there?
Anything of
Just
alchemical
just a
nature?
cloak. No, nothing important. Does the cloak seems mundane?
The cloak, yeah, it seems mundane. It seems like it's in pretty darn good condition. It's no tears that you can notice. It seems to be of a higher quality. It doesn't look like it was worn all that much. Are you taking it out of there? Are you trying it on? What are you doing?
I'll try it on. Is it human sized?
Oh, it is. So you look like you're playing Spooky Ghost or something with it on. So it's kind of way too long for you, drags on the ground. It feels like a nice, a heavy weight to it. So it's clearly a quality robe. You don't get any, you don't think it's anything other than just a real cool looking robe, though.
Dang, Merketta, that is looking real nice on you.
I feel like I'm wearing my dad's clothes. Somebody take this from me.
So Cabbie will come over and take it and nicely fold it up.
All right, you guys have a fancy floor-length cloak folded.
All right. Something you wanted to see about this door?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of like buckled towards us. I don't know, do you think we should reinforce it and save it for last? Or what do you think, Merketta?
So as we're considering, Cabbie will like lay out like 4 bags of ball bearing, like 10 bundles of caltrops, and like say, we do have options if we wish to open the door.
We could like set up my net if we wanted to like jerry-rig that. In case anything tried to bust through that door, my net could drop on it. I don't know, I'm not used to setting traps like this.
Cabbie's little eye things dilate like huge at the idea, and he's like looking up at the ceiling. He's like, I like this idea.
Merketta will knock on the door.
Hello?
just like 2 like loud raps. Just thump thump.
Okay, give me a perception. Okay, you knock on the door, and you hear like something in response, but you're not quite sure what it is. It might sound like a kind of similar to what you heard upstairs, like a shuffling maybe, or a movement of some kind, but no like, yes, please come in.
All right,
And
guys.
there's not enough room for me to like see through, or like not enough space for Star to get through or anything, right?
You are a boat construction expert, and this door is wooden with a wooden barring system. You're trying to find a crack in the wood. It looks to be very strongly made wood, but the bar across it, you're guessing could easily be lifted, and that is the only kind of real security that you see on this door at all. You don't see any cracks, any light coming through at all. So either there are no cracks or it's very dark.
Cabbie?
Yes.
Merketta points to his shoulder. Can that thing see in the dark?
Curiously, while on my shoulder, it enables me to see in the dark. My raven cannot. At least, not that I'm aware of.
What are you?
Warforged.
That doesn't help.
Forged for war.
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry.
well, prepare, because I think we should open this door eventually.
Wait one moment then, and so Cabbie would very much like to lay down ball bearings, lay down caltrops, take Ryu's net and spread it on the floor, take his block and tackle, hook that up to a ceiling beam, take ropes and attach it to the edges of the net. So basically anything coming out is going to step on ball bearings, step on caltrops, fall down, and possibly be Scooby-Dooed up in a net.
Okay.
You hand Cabby her net.
Are you shooing people out of the way as you do this, or are they going to be your testers for whether or not these traps work?
He's trying to recruit them into helping get this set up so it can happen fairly quickly. And is also like, if only we had some oil, we could add fire to this. Like he takes a
Real.
lot of glee in what is probably horrific murder.
There is a strange breeze that comes from inside of the room, blowing the candlelight towards Cabby for a second.
I don't know that a whole lot of candles are gonna really do damage, but sure, Cabby will stack up a bunch of candles and light them all.
It's very romantic in here suddenly.
So
Oh,
yes.
Cabby, we're really seeing a different side of you, huh?
Well, if you're going to go out, you might as well go out with fire. And he's probably got enough to occupy like the first 2 squares. So he'll be like, hey, everybody should stand back, and then 10-foot pole hammer on the bottom of the bar till it flips up. Like, everybody should stand back here.
Alright, I'm gonna delete these bodies just to get them out of the way. And you guys feel free to arrange yourselves however you would like to be.
Maybe we should put a table across the opening here. Like he's trying to make a kill box. That's what he's going for.
Samel. Are you looking at the door to your right at all, or just like,
Nope, she's just getting as far away as possible.
Oh, you know what? I keep meaning to ask. When Samel throws a potion, are you like actually hucking like a bottle or a vial, or are you throwing like Japanese rain cakes, like the little mochi things, where it's just like a glob going through the air?
No, she's throwing a glass vial that shatters, and with the firebolt, it's just an explosion of little fire.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like when she cast Fairy Fire before, she hucked a pink vial and whoosh.
Absolutely love the Japanese rain cake idea, though.
Well, no, I like every time you're doing it, I'm like, what is actually hucking through the air? And I just needed help with the visual. So it is actually like a vial going end over end. So every time like somebody looks at you, there's just like a bandolier of very fragile vials waiting to explode on you.
Underneath her cloak.
I understand why
what she
she's
has
so
to do
agitated.
with this, like, since how I'm having it with spell slots, she has a number of potions prepared, but she only has enough of an elixir to add to the potion to actually make it active, and that's part of the action as she throws it.
Got it.
Same with like the firebolt and stuff, so things won't explode on her. She just has to add like component X to make it actually work.
Got it. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Love that. Yeah.
Ah, thanks.
just look back. You see Samel like push down the cork, like, and the bottle starts to swell.
Yeah, a little bit. And she's not even an alchemist yet, technically.
Merketta, you may want to take one more step back.
So I'm sorry,
Sure
who's
thing.
opening and how?
So 10-foot pole, just tap 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 until it comes up.
Okay. You start tap, 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 tap,
Tap.
and just as it's about to come up, I think we're gonna take our 5-minute break. Go get coffee. Get coffee. All right, be right back.
Bye.
All right.
Ooh, my coffee pot turned itself off.
I'm pretty sure, you can kind of see the image of Samel up above in the OC chat.
Mhm.
Athy did a freaking amazing job.
Yeah, her art is crazy good.
Oh yeah, I'm having her do another one of my characters right now. And that's a 3D model. She can change and adjust it whenever. And that's like the base one.
Wait, what did I do?
Apparently the horns were the hardest part with the hood. Apparently hoods do not like tiefling horns. Actually, I think I actually have a picture of one of the times it kind of blew up on her. That's what happens sometimes with horns, apparently.
The dangers of moving to different chats. I hit the wrong voice chat.
That'll do it.
Pull up the weather channel. I'm like, I wonder what it's going to be in the area. Big thing says, the world's ending. I'm like, I don't need to know that. I just need to know what the weather's going to be outside.
Volcanic eruption.
No, it's like breaking news. 2 storms tracking towards Gulf. Like huge hurricane symbols. All kinds of stuff going on. I'm like, please, can't handle anymore. Is it going to be hot enough I need to turn on my air conditioner?
I don't know, with the hurricane, are you even going to have an air conditioner?
I'm near the hurricane, so it is just giving me information I do not need at all. I'm in the southern part of the Northeast. I'm in Pennsylvania. We're very confused here.
Let me look up where that is.
Pennsylvania?
Canadian, remember?
So you know New York because that touches Canada, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
No? I mean, you can say yes or no. So
I know of New York.
If you know
I think
of
I know
New
where it
York, okay, below New York, there's a couple of states that sneak in, but Pennsylvania's pretty close to the south end of that. So if you're thinking like where New York kind of hits, just go down the coast of the United States, and where the coast ends, that's where Pennsylvania is. Philadelphia is there. We're north of Washington, D.C.
Okay, I just looked it up. Okay, not too far from Toronto.
Yes.
Actually, I'm not too far, actually. I'm in Ottawa.
So we do technically share a border with Canada in Pennsylvania, but it's
Just
the side of Pennsylvania we don't talk about. So,
a little bit of Lake Erie.
A little bit of Lake Erie, but we don't talk about that side of Pennsylvania. That side doesn't count.
Oh?
Huh? Oh yeah, no, that's what? Anything further west of Harrisburg is just blah. What? Pittsburgh. Who needs it?
I don't know. They got the Penguins.
Exactly. They've got the Penguins. That is the actual core problem. We have the Flyers. They have the Penguins.
Oh yeah, Philly. You guys booed.
You know what?
Santa.
I should have referenced hockey. I should have just gone with the trope and be like, "Oh, Canadian. I'll reference hockey."
I do know hockey pretty well.
There you go. So Flyers.
Funny
Broad
enough, I was
Street
actually.
Bullies, I think.
Yep, Broad Street Bullies. My dad actually went to a game when he had a business meeting there when the Sens were in town. He actually jumped up when the Sens scored at one point, and he got a bunch of stares.
Yeah, you don't celebrate the other team here.
Yeah, I've heard about Philadelphia. You guys booed and threw snowballs at Santa at a football game.
So Philadelphia fans, and I'm sure all fans are bad in their own way, they just seem to get carried away more often than other ones do. And I think there's like a trying to top the previous season's worst events. Like, they get on the news for it, and that encourages them for the next year.
Oh yeah, I've heard of such. Although
Like-
Montreal and Toronto fans are pretty bad too. Like honestly, here in Ottawa, we have more Toronto fans at our home games than we have Sens fans, which sucks.
So like 10 to 12 years ago, sometime in there, during one of the events, a thing happened, and after it, somebody flipped a car. Like, a bunch of people got together, they rocked the car to the point where they flipped it. That
Oh
made
yeah,
the
I heard
news.
about that.
Okay, so that made the news. Since then, I can't think of an event that has happened where at least one car hasn't been flipped. Like, they're like trying to get on the news now. Like, how many cars can we flip? Most number of cars flipped in a night. It's like, it was a pre-season friendly game.
Preseason, holy shit!
Like, car flips are happening during the draft at this point. Ugh.
Oh, ridiculous.
But
I'm
yeah,
just
that's
happy. Sens actually got some good picks this year. We got 3rd and 5th in the first round. It's nice.
nice. I gave up on our teams long ago, so I just
Oh,
I was disillusioned as a youth because the belief that the home teams actually had players from the hometown lasted too long. So when I found out, it crushed me. It's like if you believed in Santa Claus a little too long, then it became bitter when you found out. That was basically what pro sports my issue was. So
we actually did have a hometown kid. I think he actually still plays for Ottawa. There's literally pictures of him. He got to be one of the flag bearers who goes out when they're little to follow the team around as they enter onto the ice at the start of the game. And there's a picture next to him next to I think it was Alfredson or some other player on the team. And then there's a picture years later of him being a full player playing with the same guy that he held the banner for.
nice.
It's just
nice.
oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, I just lost all faith in almost every other aspect of my life as well. But you know, sports contributed.
That got dark.
Sports contributed. We're gonna blame the sports teams. I was young enough to be excited when Hextall scored his second goal, though. So there was that.
Oh, I come back to sports ball? What's going on?
Actually, not even
Hockey.
a ball. Sports puck.
Ugh, worse.
Hockey. What? No.
I will
Or
say
at very
hockey.
least not
Hockey's a pretty lame sport.
Fuck you.
So it's bad. When they've got to be like, we're gonna leave the fighting in. Why? No one else will watch for any other reason. It's like, we could prevent the crashes in NASCAR, but we're not gonna. We know why you're watching.
So anyways.
See, okay, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I think hockey is more entertaining than watching football or baseball.
I will agree, but I think they're all bad still.
Yes, that one.
Good point.
Okay, now I'll accept your argument.
Oh no, Robotic Ben's back.
No, Ben!
No, Ben. Wah, wah, wah.
I will maintain the status of to each their own. I love hockey, and I probably always will.
I agree, to each their own. You're just wrong.
Golf is the number one
Jim.
sport watched right now. Twitch chat. Oh my god, that's so sad. That's like watching grass grow.
Wait.
Ugh. The only good part about golf is the carts.
Hmm.
Fight me.
I was gonna say the
Alcohol?
beer on the course.
Hey, those
Am I
come
better,
equipped
by
with
the
the
way?
beer. Yes.
You are better now, yes.
Okay.
Thank you for the follow, Lex.
Don't forget the beer cart.
It is a drinking game.
Speaking of drinking games, you guys are about to open a door that says don't open dead inside or don't dead open inside. That
I
sounds
would like to
that
say
trick.
that I am going to hold an action to throw a bottle of fairy fire into that room as soon as the door is open.
Okay.
What a wop.
And we're definitely sure we don't want to investigate the other door first.
Nope, fuck it.
All right, fuck it.
Cabby like looks back at you like as the last clunk goes and the wooden. He's like, that is a good idea.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. All right, so the last. So for those of you just joining in, they are backing up, getting ready to lob things over people, and into a small zone. Gosh, you got to be pretty good at that, Samel. What's the range on your lobbing things again?
Firebolt is 120 feet, and Fairy Fire is 60 feet.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, I will say that it might have a tougher time getting through just because of all the things. Cabby, what have you done to the front? This area again? Can you describe all
the
the
front
things?
10 feet has a net laid down carefully on it. The four corners of the net have ropes that are going up to a block and tackle above. The block and tackle is rigged up so that it will provide mechanical force advantage to a rope that Cabby is now holding. Across the net and sort of like on the floor between it, very nicely laid out, are a bunch of ball bearings, caltrops, and candles stood upright. Now, he needed more candles than he had, so several of them have been kind of cut down, and they're all lit. So it's basically a bed of fire, caltrops, ball bearings, with the net laid between it, with the ropes getting ready to pull.
Okay. I will say, Cabby, clearly having read the Alone at Home book that is told to many children as they're growing up, the pillows on the beds behind you seem to be made of flowers. Flowers and stuffed feathers and other soft things that are very sticky, just so you know. Okay, cool. So, Cabby, you have strung up like a million things, all Home Alone style, in this small area. Merketta and Ryu, you guys have backed up. Samel, you have super backed up and getting ready to lob something as soon as that door is open. Cabby, we're holding the rope to the net as well as a 10-foot pole that you're tapping to release the bar.
So he's kind of got the rope's not really doing anything right now. It's just slack, so it's like wrapped around his arm as he's tapping up. As soon as that bar goes, the pole drops and then he gets ready to pull the rope.
Okay, you tap up, and the bar that was blocking the door is now clank, clank, clank onto the ground, and the door is right there. It was blocking the door from being opened out. But the door does not swing open.
Prod.
You poke at the door. It doesn't seem to react to your prodding. It has a handle on it. So you guys have removed the makeshift lock on the door, but the door still needs to be opened now.
Prod. Like you can see Cabby like trying to use a stick to get a door handle, and just like.
Okay, you scrape and scrape and scrape at it. You guys start to hear shuffling behind the door. And Merketta, you're in front, and Cabby, you can kind of see. You start to see a faint blue glow at the very bottom of the door.
So Cabby like gets his stick lined up like right there, so he can kind of get the stick in the handle and then push against the stick to try and lever it open. And he's like, get it, come on.
Try as you might, unless you have a hand attachment on the end of your pole, you're not going to be able to twist that knob open. But I mean, I'm open to hearing you figure out how to attach a hand to a 10-foot pole. That sounds creepy. You have that dead body lying in the
I was just gonna say, I got one to the north.
Hold on 1 second.
Dark.
I need to get a dead body.
BRB.
Sounds a little dark.
Is it? No, hold on. Is it a knob or is it one of those press down handles?
It is a knob. It's a crappy door. Whereas like the door to this room over here had like, you know, a fancy one of those fancy wavy handles with the push downs and like a cheap little lock on it. This one is just a crappy wooden door.
So this door is Velociraptor proof.
Is there even such a thing?
So Cabby will take some of his chewing gum attached to the end of the pole, hold the pole up, push it straight towards the door so the chewing gum sticks to the end, and then he'll twist.
Sorry.
Cabby has gum?
Give me just a
Well,
second.
he has all sorts of mints and gum for his guests.
Oh, we lost the stream. All right, hold on.
No!
I know. I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna have to restart the stream. Sorry, guys. I don't want to lose any of this fun.